And also, my fiance has just gotten his hands on The Last of Us 2 on PS4, and it's incredibly loud downstairs, and wild horses couldn't drag him away from it or get him to turn the volume down at the moment. So you may hear that, but probably not. I don't think my mic will pick it up. But if you hear some like banging or shouting, it's actually just a PS4 game. So that being said, so you can see the cover is absolutely beautiful. Illustrated by Jim Kay. He's working his way through doing them all, but I don't think has he done 4? I think I've seen 4 or 5 in Warstones, because it just takes him like a year, I think, to do each book, and you can see why. I won't read the whole book to you, but I'll pick out certain bits maybe. This is the inside cover, and it's got the let's move it across. It's got the letter that he gets there. I definitely wasn't the only one who, when they got to year 6, or left leaving primary school, was waiting for their Hogwarts letter. Even though I knew it wouldn't come, secretly, by the end of the summer I was a bit depressed. So, this is the first few pages. So, this was dedicated to Jessica and Anne, J.K. Rowling. And Jim Case put, I went in search of strawberries for Louise and found unfathomable loves. That's cute. It's even got all the chapters listed, which I'm pretty sure it doesn't in the normal books. So, The Boy Who Lived, this is brilliant because this is his interpretation of the Dursleys. The drawings are actually, you used to see in the films, but these drawings are actually like what a proper children's illustrator would do. They're more exaggerated. Maybe what you'd imagine if you read the book before the films came out. I started reading them after the first film came out, so all of my internal picturization not a word, but the way I pictured it was like the films. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. They were the last people you'd expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious, because they just didn't hold with such nonsense. That's McGonagall looking at a map, trying to find Harry's house. The owls that bring Harry's letters. Not every page has drawings, because the book would be like an encyclopedia. I love Hagrid. Hagrid looks pretty much like he does in the films. I guess you can't really imagine him any other way. Already on chapter 2. This is the first big page drawing. The cupboard under the stairs, so absolutely iconic. This is horrendous. Pretty sure we don't have spiders this big in England usually, but you never know. This is the first drawing of Harry. When they went to the zoo, they do describe Dudley as blonde in the books actually, so no, he wasn't in the films. Harry discovering he's a parcel mouth. I've heard that this is Nagini. That J.K. Rowling came out and said that it's Nagini, but I don't know if that's just one of those myths, and she's never actually said it or whether it's true. I don't know why Nagini would have been in a zoo, and then I would assume that Voldemort had always had her. I always thought the description of Dudley's uniform was absolutely horrendous. I think I had to ask my mum what knickerbockers were, because that's what he wears. And Harry and Dudley. to the weird little shack where they think no one can get to them. I mean, when you're a kid, you kind of take it on the chin, but as an adult, you realise that Harry suffered some pretty serious child abuse. I know that JK had quite a dark past. Not a childhood, I think she had a really good childhood, but some bad things have happened to her, so. Dementors are based on her experience with depression, which I think is really interesting. Great. Love this that he's wearing. I think this is lovely as well. Beautiful. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Headmaster Albus Dumbledore. Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have a place at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Please find enclosed a list of all necessary books and equipment. Term begins on 1 September. We await your owl by no later than 31st of July. Yours sincerely, Minerva McGonagall, Deputy Headmistress. Dear Mr. Dumbledore, given Harry his letter, taking him to buy his things tomorrow. Weather's horrible, hope you're well. Owl. And finally, within the magical world of Hagrid's pink umbrella and Dursley's piggy bum. It's very dramatic. I assume this is Hagrid, though I don't remember this. It says Harry woke early the next morning. Although he could tell it was daylight, he kept his eyes shut. It was a dream, he told himself firmly. I dreamed a giant called Hagrid came to tell me I was going to a school for wizards. When I open my eyes, I'll be at home in my cupboard. How many times have you woken up from a really good dream that's quite realistic and for a split second hoped that it was true? That happens to me a lot. I have quite vivid dreams, so I mean, I usually know straight away that it wasn't, but it's still pretty hard. I guess it makes more sense that they've done his umbrella small to fit the size of a wand. I absolutely love the films, I do, but it's really difficult to bring the magic of a book to life, and there are a lot of times in the films, especially the later ones, where they deviate highly from the books, and if you're a bit of a hardcore fan, sometimes it can be a bit annoying, and when you can't really see any reason. I mean, the pink umbrella thing's tiny, but the good thing about these illustrations is he's just illustrating the books. That's all he's doing. He's not making a film, so everything is exactly as JK described it, which is amazing, really. Flourish and Blots. I always thought that was a lovely name. Flourish and Blots. Gringotts Goblin. Gripbook. Gripbook is a very important character. Later on. Brilliant. Malfoy, one of the best characters. Again, I haven't read the books for years, but there's some absolute comedy gold moments with Malfoy in the books. I think Tom Felton acted him really well. God, I sound like such a proper habit about a geek, but like no shame, I absolutely love Harry Potter. I also love Lord of the Rings. I don't think they've done a straight always absolutely rammed. I actually don't think you can get in without a ticket, but it's still always really busy at the bit where 9 3/4 would be when there's the trolley going into the wall. I do have a picture of myself pushing that trolley at the studio tour. You had to queue even then. I once went at a normal time of year for my birthday, and they have big, the grand hall doors is where you actually start, and they actually said, oh, I'll tell you in a minute. This is Albert's. This beautiful, beautiful illustration of Albus eating his sherbet levens. I love that he's just eating them out of a corner shop bag as well. Absolutely brilliant. I love his hat. Beautiful. Yeah, so they invited people whose birthday it was, because they know a lot of people go for the birthday too. Look at Harry, so cute. Ron's my favourite character. Scabbers or Peter Pettigrew. To go to the front and push the doors open, and there was probably about 5 of us. I think I was the first person to put my hand up and basically run to the front, pushing people out of the way. Even the children know us actually, but I've got video of it. Oh, it's one of my best memories ever. Hogwarts. Looks a bit dark and creepy there, I'm not sure about that one. I prefer the film's adaptation of that. It looks quite nice there though. It looks more like a stately home there than it does in the book, in the films. Oh, this is amazing. So it's all the ghosts. I always thought, I know they kind of make them not a big deal, but I don't believe in ghosts personally. But they always scare me in films, so I always thought that would be the downside to going to Hogwarts. I'd just be terrified all the time. Well, maybe you get used to him, but I love that illustration though, it's amazing. Here's the Sorting Hat's speech. Oh, you may not think I'm pretty, but don't judge me on what you see. I'll eat myself if you can find a smarter hat than me. You can keep your bowlers black, your top hats sleek and tall, for I'm the Hogwarts Sorting Hat and I can cap them all. There's nothing hidden in your head the Sorting Hat can't see, so try me on and I will tell you where you ought to be. You might belong in Gryffindor, where dwell the brave at heart. Their daring, nerve and chivalry set Gryffindors apart. You might belong in Hufflepuff, where they are just and loyal. The patient Hufflepuffs are true and unafraid of toil. Or yet, in wise old Ravenclaw, if you've a ready mind, for those of wit and learning will always find their kind. Or perhaps in Slytherin you'll make your real friends. Those cunning folk use any means to achieve their ends. So put me on, don't be afraid, don't get into a flap. You're in safe hands, though I have none, for I'm a thinking cap. Brilliant. What house do you... Well, 2 questions. What house do you think you would be in? And if you've done Pottermore, what house were you put in? I was sorted into Hufflepuff, and at first I was furious. Because I really wanted to be sorted into pretty much any of the other houses, but I've learned to embrace it. And Hufflepuff does have a lot of excellent qualities, so I'd love to be sorted into, I don't think I'd be Gryffindor, because I'm a wimp, but I'd probably be sorted into Slytherin. No, I'm only joking. Quirrell. It's very different from the film. Oh, what do I see here? Nearly headless Nick. I love Nick's full name, but I can't remember what it is and I can't see it on this page. Is it something like Nicholas Porpington de Mimsy or something? Sir Nicholas. Sir Nicholas de Mimsy. Hogwarts. Hoggy. Oh no, Hoggy, Warty Hogwarts. Teachers Snake.